In the journey of faith, we often encounter periods of spiritual dryness, where our connection with the divine seems distant, and our spiritual vitality wanes. During these challenging times, it is believed by many that God is at work behind the scenes, guiding us out of the spiritual desert and into a deeper, more meaningful relationship with Him. Inspired by the wisdom of Padre Pio, a renowned 20th century mystic and spiritual guide, we explore 10 signs that may indicate God's active intervention in the midst of spiritual aridity. These signs, ranging from an intense longing for God's presence to increased acts of charity and a deepened trust in God's plan, offer a roadmap for those seeking to emerge from spiritual dryness and renew their spiritual journey. Through Padre Pio's teachings and experiences, we gain insight into the transformative power of faith and divine guidance, even in the most challenging of spiritual landscapes. 1. Intense longing for God's presence. A profound and persistent desire for God's presence is a sign that God is actively leading you out of spiritual dryness. This longing is often characterized by an unshakable feeling of incompleteness in your life, a yearning for something deeper and more meaningful than worldly pursuits can offer. It's a thirst for a direct connection with the divine. Padre Pio emphasized this longing as a divine invitation, urging individuals to respond to it by seeking God through prayer, contemplation, and spiritual disciplines. When you experience this intense yearning, it's as if God is gently pulling you closer to Him, encouraging you to abandon spiritual stagnation and embark on a transformative journey toward His presence. 2. Increase prayerfulness. When God is helping you navigate spiritual dryness, you will notice a profound shift in your prayer life. The prayers that once felt like mere routines or obligations will become moments of genuine communion with the divine. You'll find yourself drawn to prayer as a source of solace, guidance, and strength. This increased prayerfulness is a result of God's grace, which rejuvenates your spiritual life and reminds you of the importance of cultivating a personal relationship with Him. Padre Pio often emphasized the significance of persevering in prayer, even when it feels arduous or unproductive. It is through this persistence that God can transform your spiritual dryness into a vibrant, living faith, where prayer becomes a lifeline connecting you to the source of all grace. 3. Deepened humility. During periods of spiritual dryness, it's common to grapple with feelings of self-sufficiency and spiritual pride. However, when God is actively involved in your spiritual renewal, you'll experience a profound deepening of humility. This humility arises from a growing awareness of your limitations, imperfections, and complete reliance on God's grace for spiritual sustenance. Padre Pio was a model of humility, viewing himself as a humble servant of God, despite his extraordinary mystical experiences. When you, too, find yourself recognizing your need for divine guidance and grace, you're witnessing the transformative power of God at work, as He humbles your heart and prepares it to receive His abundant blessings. This deepened humility is an essential stepping stone towards spiritual growth and a closer relationship with the divine. 4. Spiritual consolations. God often provides moments of spiritual consolation during times of dryness to strengthen your faith and offer reassurance. These consolations can manifest as vivid dreams, comforting signs, or an overwhelming sense of God's presence during prayer or daily life. Padre Pio experienced numerous mystical phenomena and supernatural consolations throughout his life, which bolstered his faith during challenging times. These experiences can be seen as God's gentle reminders that He is near, even when it feels like He is distant. When you encounter such spiritual consolations, it's a clear sign that God is reaching out to uplift you from your spiritual desert, offering glimpses of His love and presence to sustain you on your journey. 5. Spiritual guidance. Seeking guidance from a trusted spiritual director or mentor is instrumental in navigating spiritual dryness. It's often through the counsel of a wise and compassionate guide that you gain insights, encouragement, and a fresh perspective on your spiritual path. St. Padre Pio was renowned for his ability to offer spiritual guidance to countless individuals who sought his counsel. His guidance was marked by a deep understanding of the human soul and a profound connection with the divine. When you find yourself receiving guidance from a spiritually mature person or discovering relevant spiritual literature just when you need it, consider it a clear sign of God's intervention in your life. These guides act as instruments through which God imparts His wisdom and helps you find your way out of the spiritual wilderness. 6. Increased acts of charity. One significant sign of God's transformative work during spiritual dryness is a heightened inclination to serve others and express love and compassion. This inner transformation leads to tangible acts of kindness, selflessness, and a genuine concern for the well-being of others. St. Padre Pio exemplified this through his charitable works, including the construction of a hospital for the sick and needy. When you notice a growing capacity within yourself to love and serve others, it's a clear indication that God is revitalizing your spiritual life. These acts of charity only benefit those you serve, but also serve as a mirror reflecting God's love, which flows through you to touch the lives of others. This selfless love is a powerful antidote to spiritual dryness, as it redirects your focus from self to others, mirroring Christ's love for humanity. 7. Patience and perseverance. Overcoming spiritual dryness is often a gradual and challenging process, requiring patience and unwavering perseverance. There may be moments of doubt, spiritual darkness, or frustration along the way. However, when God is actively guiding you through this arduous phase, you'll discover a newfound wellspring of patience and determination within yourself. You'll become better equipped to endure the trials and tribulations of your spiritual journey. Without losing faith, St. Padre Pio's life was marked by numerous trials and sufferings, yet he remained steadfast in his faith and commitment to God. When you find yourself possessing a deeper resilience and determination to navigate your spiritual challenges, it's a clear sign that God's grace is sustaining you. This endurance is a testament to the transformative power of God, helping you emerge from the spiritual desert stronger. 9. A desire for detachment. Spiritual dryness often results from attachments to worldly pleasures, distractions, and material possessions. When God is actively assisting you in overcoming this dryness, you'll begin to experience a growing detachment from these worldly entanglements. This detachment is not a cold indifference, but a healthy disentanglement that liberates your heart and soul from the shackles of materialism. St. Padre Pio frequently emphasized the importance of detachment and encouraged his followers to let go of material and worldly concerns. When you notice a decreasing hold of materialism and a greater desire for spiritual simplicity, it is a sign that God is leading you toward a more profound connection with Him. This detachment paves the way for a closer relationship with God, where you find your true fulfillment in Him, rather than in worldly pursuits. 10. Increase trust in God's plan. As you journey through spiritual dryness with God's guidance, you will develop a deeper trust in His divine plan for your life. You'll come to understand that even the dry periods have a purpose in your spiritual growth and are part of His loving design. St. Padre Pio's life was marked by profound trust in God's providence, even in the face of great suffering and adversity. If you find yourself surrendering more fully to God's will and trusting in His timing, it is a clear sign that He is leading you out of spiritual aridity and into a deeper relationship with Him. This trust is a cornerstone of your spiritual renewal, as it allows you to let go of anxiety and control, and instead place your faith in the loving hands of the divine. In summary, these 10 signs inspired by St. Padre Pio's teachings and experiences reflect the intricate and transformative journey God can lead you through during periods of spiritual dryness. Each sign, whether it's the intense longing for God's presence, increased prayerfulness, deepened humility, or the experience of spiritual consolations, underscores God's active involvement in nurturing your spiritual renewal. Spiritual guidance, increased acts of charity, patience, perseverance, self-examination, detachment, and trusting God's plan all serve as milestones along the path to a deeper and enduring connection with the divine. Together, these signs reveal God's loving and purposeful work in helping you overcome spiritual dryness and fostering a vibrant, living faith. As we conclude this exploration of the signs of God's intervention in times of spiritual dryness, we hope you've found inspiration and guidance in St. Padre Pio's teachings and experiences. Remember that even in the midst of the driest spiritual deserts, God is at work, leading us toward a deeper connection with Him. If you've resonated with these insights and wish to delve further into matters of faith and spirituality, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel, like and share this video with others who may benefit from it, and explore our channel for more profound reflections and spiritual nourishment. Together, we can continue this journey of faith and growth, supporting one another on the path to a more profound relationship with the divine.